Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 131 of my little recap show, where once a week I go through all of the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on with both of the companies, storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I give out my 3 stars of the week, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs. And when there's a big old pay-per-view, in fact, there are 2 pay-per-views this weekend, one from AEW and WWE, I will do a separate episode reviewing the pay-per-views. So we'll have 2 of those this week. And before we kick into the weekly recap, let's do some predictions for said upcoming pay-per-views. Let's start with the WWE. They have the King and the Queen of the Ring PLE pay-per-view going down in Saudi Arabia. And it's really funny. I was looking at the match cards for WWE and AEW. AEW has, I think, maybe triple the amount of matches on there. So, interesting. So, WWE, we're going to have the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournament finals. So, we haven't, as of me recording this is pre-Friday Night SmackDown. I don't know who the finalists are just yet, so I'm going to have to pick one here. So, with the King of the Ring tournament final, it's going to be Gunther versus Randy Orton or Tama Tonga, whoever wins between Randy and Tama. Really difficult decision right here. I'm going to go with Tonga versus Gunther. Randy doesn't need it. I mean, it may be one of the only things that's on his WWE career card, bingo card, that he hasn't done, a King of the Ring, but who really gives a shit, honestly? You want it to go to an up-and-comer, and the newest guy and fastest rising star, I think, right now is Tama Tonga joining the Bloodline. So it makes a lot of sense to have him go up against Gunther. Now, beating Gunther, that's a different story. I don't know how much shenanigans we're going to get between Judgment Day and Gunther, and is Kaiser going to help out with that? So it's going to be a really tough one to call here. I feel like shenanigans going to play a big part of this. So Gunther rarely loses. He doesn't have a title right now. Does he necessarily need the King of the Ring? No. Would it fit for Tama Tonga because he's doing that? He's just a psychopath right now. So would that work? I don't really know. This one's really tough. I'm just going to go with Gunther because the dude can talk. I think him, King General, would work out very well. And I like Gunther a lot, so I'm going to go with Gunther. Queen of the Ring tournament final will be between Lyra Valkyria and one of Bianca Belair or Nia Jax. I'm going to go with Nia Jax on this one, just because of the heel versus babyface dynamic. Yeah, Belair go in. It's babyface v babyface. Crowd is more than likely going to be on Belair's side on that fight. So if they're trying to make Valkyria, a rising star, they're going to want her to probably be the one that people are cheering for, right? So throw in Nia Jax. Belair's had the ongoing leg issue throughout the whole tournament, so I can see her going down to Nia Jax. So then not only, Jade Cargill and Belair will share the fact that they both got taken out by Jax. So, they can have that. I'll go with Lyra Valkyria. She just seems like the one they're pushing right now. They see a lot in her. I'm not the biggest fan of her. I'm not going to go as far that I don't think she sucks or anything. I just think she hasn't emerged yet. She's very good in the ring, but she needs some personality. She needs something else other than, having solid matches. So I'll go with Valkyria to win the Queen of the Ring and Gunther winning the King of the Ring. Other matches, we got the Women's World Championship match, Becky Lynch defending against Liv Morgan. Interesting, this one I can get a little bit in my head with because Becky just got the championship, but she won it due to Rhea Ripley's injury, so I could see it going to Liv Morgan. She has been really good lately. She's improved so much since her last championship reign. I thought her last title reign was just awful, did nothing for her, and then the second she lost it, she started being really good. So maybe she's just better off without the championship, so I don't know. That's not my reason to picking Becky Lynch. I just think Becky is the champion. She should be the champion still. So, and I don't think they'll be done with each other either. I think Becky might win this one. There might be some sort of shenanigans or something that Liv can grab onto to keep the rivalry going, because I've actually been enjoying it. So I'll go with Becky on this one. And then the main event, undisputed WWE Championship match. Cody Rhodes defends against Logan Paul. Going Cody Rhodes 100%. You cannot have Logan Paul defeat Cody after the big, finishing the story. So this one's pretty much a free space on the bingo card. Cody Rhodes wins. Logan Paul remains the United States champion, whatever. It'll actually, more than likely, as more often than not, Logan Paul matches are pretty damn good and rather entertaining. So I think it's going to be very entertaining. I think the crowd's going to be into it, and it's going to be a fun match. I just don't have any expectations for Logan to win, and he better not, or it's going to be a bad time. So that is the Queen and King of the Ring. Let's go to AEW with their 416 matches. This is, what are they doing? It's Double or Nothing. There we go. Double or Nothing. So they're like a lot of matches. So we got Bang Bang Gang versus Death Triangle for the trios titles. Going Bang Bang Gang on that one. Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Katasori Shibata also getting, so I'm learning some things here as well because I haven't watched Dynamite as of me recording this either, so that's interesting. Ooh, I would really like Shibata to get the championship, but I'm going to stick with Jericho. He'll probably retain. Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy. I'm going to go with Trent Beretta on that one. Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. This is an IWGP title eliminator match, so not for the championship. If Takeshita wins, he earns a championship opportunity. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Takeshita. He's going to win, and probably from shenanigans from Don Callis or something like that. I think Takeshita could potentially just win it clean, gets that championship opportunity, and this could steal the whole entire show. This match I'm very excited for. Takeshita is ridiculous, and he is not shy with the stiffness, so it's going to be probably, I'm thinking it looks like my match, at least the one I'm most excited for, and it's not even for the championship. It's just going to be ridiculous, but I'll go with Takeshita. Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb, AEW Women's Championship. That's a toughie because Deeb has been quite good on her run to this title match, but I'll stick with Toni Storm. She's just too freaking entertaining right now. I don't think they want to, have any bumps in that road. Just let Toni ride and be the champion for now and keep it going. We got Roddy Strong versus Will Ospreay for the international title. This one's tough because Roddy's got a lot of backup with him. There's going to be a lot of shenanigans Ospreay's going to have to go through, but I'm going Ospreay. They're bringing this man in to be a champion. Let's start him off with an international championship and just fucking make him work his way up and get everything. Let's start with that. So Ospreay going with him. Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black TNT Championship match. I think this is supposed to be the barbed wire steel cage match. It doesn't say that here, but unless they canceled it. But that is going to be a hell of a match. I struggle to think that Edge is going to get the win on this one. And then he can maybe move on to something else. It's just, I don't think he's worried about having a very long run as champion. He just wants to get some gold and, make his mark on the company. I think Malachi Black's got this. I don't think he's won a championship yet, or it's been a while. I don't think so. So I'm going to go with Malachi Black, honestly. Nothing against Edge. That's my boy right there. I think he's going to do the job and put Malachi Black over in a bloody battle, as long as it's in the barbed wire cage and stuff. We got Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage, AEW World Championship match. Going with Swerve Strickland on this one. It's going to be a good match. Like, Christian can still go. There's going to be tons of shenanigans, obviously, with Christian and the boys and his family and all that crap. Will anybody else come to Swerve's aid other than Nana? Who knows? But I think Swerve is going to battle through it. He's going to pick up the win. We got Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné. Finally, we're getting this match. I'm very excited to see these two go after each other. I know they had a bunch of battles in Japan. I have not witnessed them, so this is going to be my first time seeing these two go at it. And again, very excited to see it go down. Who's going to win? Man, that's a tough one, man, because Nightingale, Willow, she's been on fire. Just got the title. She's been great with it. And Mercedes Moné, she's big, free agent brought into this company. She's been talking all this shit, and if they have her come in, this is, I think, going to be her debut match. I think so, and if they have her lose, that's not going to be very good now, is it? But Willow, right? I don't know, man. They're putting me in a corner with this one. I'm going to have to go with Mercedes Moné and let this rivalry continue. Let them fucking swap the titles a couple times, maybe. Just ridiculous, insane battles. I'm just so excited to see Mercedes Moné back in the ring. It's been years for me. I didn't get to see anything of her in New Japan, just haven't had the time. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to go with Moné, but could potentially also be the match of the night. And then I guess this is the main event. Team AEW versus the Elite Anarchy in the Arena. So this is like the 5th or 6th one of these. They're always fucking insane. People getting hit with golf carts, and that might be the stadium thing, but I think this is kind of the same deal. It's going to be crazy. Lots of weapons and blood and chaos all throughout the arena. I think it's 5-on-5, so it's going to be big. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and it's going to be absolutely crazy. I don't know how they can keep elevating these matches, like the stuff that like Sammy Guevara and all those guys, Penta and them, were doing is crazy, but this one should be fun. I'm kind of excited to see what kind of shenanigans the Young Bucks are going to get up to, and I don't know, I'm expecting a lot of entertainment and some good laughs out of this one, honestly, especially with the Bucks, particularly Matthew. He's been very entertaining as like this just douchebag management role thing. It's been excellent. And with that being said, I'm going to pick the Elite on this one. I just think they have all the power in their hands now. They're going to win. I hope they're going to, well, I don't really care. Either team could win, but I think it makes more sense for the Elite with all the power. They running the company right now. I think they're going to use all the shenanigans and everything to help them get the win right here. So I'm picking the Elite, and that is all the predictions for the pay-per-view. So let me know what you are predicting. I don't know why I'm struggling with that sentence. Let me know what your predictions are for the pay-per-views. Did you notice the discrepancy in the amount of matches, though? Like, it's crazy. And did you also notice how much more I was able to talk in depth with the WWE side of things? Because there's so much storyline behind the matches. With AEW, it's kind of just like match, and yeah, they've been beefing, but it's just always like, oh, I'm gonna attack him after the bell, and that's kind of the extent of the bad blood. With Edge and Malachi, they got a little bit, because, you know, Malachi stole Edge's wedding ring. Is Beth Phoenix gonna show up? That would be really cool. Storyline wise, WWE is smacking the ever-living shit out of AEW, but AEW definitely has the edge on wrestling matches. They're lots of crazier, better, like the wrestling's just better over there, but it doesn't have the same weight to it. There's not a lot of storyline stuff behind it, so a lot of it's just wrestling for the sake of wrestling. We'll see how it goes. Honestly, which one am I more excited for? I'm going to have to go with WWE, just because I know the AEW pay-per-views lately have been just a grind to get through. It is like 4 hours of straight up wrestling. And I've complained in the past of WWE, you know, fluffing up their pay-per-views, and then I complained about AEW just oversaturating their pay-per-views with, you know, just stiff match. Here's a stiff tag team match. Here's a stiff trios match. Here's a stiff, and it's just the same style over and over again. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if they can break that out. You know, I'm excited for some of the, like, they do have storylines, AEW. They're just not as good. So let me know which one you're more excited for. I'm expecting AEW's to score higher, because they're just going to they have so many more matches. It's just, I think a lot of them are going to be really, really good. I'm just going to be exhausted at the end of it, just completely wrestled out. So with that being said, let's get into the regularly scheduled recap, starting with Monday Night Raw in Greensboro, North Carolina. We have Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. He cuts a promo. He's pissed off at Gable and Bronson Reed for reasons. Sami will get revenge in Saudi Arabia. Did I say that right? Who cares? Gable interrupts, says he's been way too nice to everybody lately. That's cute. Chad calls each member of Alpha Academy a failure. Sami tells Alpha Academy to stand up to Chad. Chad tells Sami he's taking his title and his soul. My goodness. Sami says we're fighting right here, right now. And that happens. We have Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable with Alpha Academy. Maxine nor Tozawa is what I'm trying to say, are willing to attack Sami while Gable sets up these distractions. They just won't attack Sami. And that really pisses off Gable. So Gable decides, I'm just going to eject Otis and Maxine all by myself. So hilarious right there. Gable applies the ankle lock. Sami gets to the ropes and escapes. Otis also not willing to attack Sami. Gable, yelling at Otis, delivers a mean slap to Otis's face, and Otis's face is just like, you're a dead man. Gable grabs the title. The referee stops him. Otis smashes Sami with a lariat in the corner. Gable hits the Chaos Theory, pins the IC champion for a huge victory before the King of the Ring. Well done match with lots of drama and storytelling between Gable and the Alpha Academy shenaniganery and the upcoming Intercontinental title match. Gable just pinned the champions, so that's huge going into the pay-per-view. Match kicked into gear kind of late, giving us a nice preview. It was mostly the Gable and Alpha Academy stuff. They're not going to give away a majority of the match, but a nice preview here. 7 out of 10. Well done. We get chaos backstage as Del Toro of the LWO has been sneak attacked. LWO running around going, what happened and stuff. And yeah, it's crazy. We move on. Braun Breaker makes his debut versus Kale Dixon. Braun very angry he wasn't in the King of the Ring, and now being fed a lesser-known talent. Breaker hits 2 explosive spears. The referee calls the match, and Breaker wins his debut. Braun is pissed again, spears Dixon one more time, grabs the steel steps. He's gonna squish Dixon, but the refs and management save the Bachelor contestant. That apparently this guy was on The Bachelor. Nope, just kidding though. Braun crushes Dixon's head between the steps with a wicked chair shot, and that man is dead. Breaker tells Adam Pearce this is on him for not booking him in King of the Ring as the Bachelor is stretchered out of the arena. Pretty refreshing debut here, honestly. Braun destroys the rookie, showing lots of frustration, clearly feels that he's worth a lot more and he wants it right now. So he's just gonna demolish everything that Adam Pearce puts in front of him until he gives him someone real. So pretty good. I'm liking it. Thumbs up. We got Queen of the Ring, 3rd round action, Lyra Valkyria versus Io Sky. Io snaps Lyra's face onto the ropes, sending her flying back. That looked kind of painful and some good selling. Valkyria, awesome pendulum submission, applied, transitions into a roll-up, gets a near fall. Io, lovely springboard moonsault to the outside. Io counters, hits a big ol' power bomb, but misses the moonsault. Lyra counters Io's counter, catches Sky in a roll-up. Valkyria wins, and she's heading to the finals. My goodness, that was a banger of a match. Great performance from both women. Selling was awesome for each other. Back and forth competitive match. Lyra continues to battle back after going down. Lots of impressive counters. Just goddamn, that was a silky, smooth match. Really good. 8 out of 10. We have R-Truth telling NCR. What the hell does NCR stand for again? I don't even remember. Well, anyway, they're back there. R-Truth showing them how to do the hokey pokey. I shit you not. Miz shows up, rightfully confused about what the hell is going on. Do you kids still do the hokey pokey? Is that a thing? I did it when I was a child, but I don't do it now. We move on. Ilya Dragunov asked who he believes will win between Gunther and Jey Uso later. Ilya interrupted by Ricochet, who wants a rematch, and then out of nowhere, Breaker spears Ricochet into oblivion as Ilya is just like, surprise Pikachu about it. You know what I'm saying? We move on. Gunther cuts a empty arena promo, says he's going to take out Jey Uso because he's simply better. I mean, yeah, simple, effective promo. Judgment Day they're hanging out in their clubhouse with Carlito. He's there. Priest is impressed with Carlito, but his welcome is limited to only this week. Boo, Damian. God, just let the guy hang out with you. He's cool. He eats apples. He's got big muscles. His hair, like, come on. What's not to like? Sonya Deville appears out of nowhere after being gone for 9 months from injury, introduces herself to Zoe Stark. Baszler tells Sonya to beat it, get the hell out of here. Welcome back, Sonya. I'm honestly curious what her role is going to be. She was the GM in NXT. She's wrestled. She's done a little bit of everything. So what's she going to do? She's going to wrestle? You're going to manage? You're going to be the GM again? I don't know. Interesting, but welcome back. We got World Tag Team Championships on the line. Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth defending against JD McDonough and Finn Balor of Judgment Day. Carlito interferes, helping out Judgment Day. Braun Strowman comes out and chases Carlito away. Truth hits the FU, and Awesome Truth retain. Solid, entertaining tag match here. Truth doing the Cena stuff. I love it. It's my childhood hero. Lots of shenanigans in this match. I'm curious what they're planning with Braun Strowman. They can't just have this guy doing bodyguard stuff and being funny in the back. Like, this guy, I'll never let it go how fucking popular this guy was, beating up Roman Reigns week after week. I have not seen that level of popularity since, I shit you not, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and they wasted it. They blew it and wrecked it, and now this guy is like kind of just roaming around. I don't think they have a plan for him just yet. So hoping for something good for Braun Strowman this time around. We have Liv Morgan. She punches Lyra right in the face backstage, and Liv Morgan continues her just being a bitch, and I like it. Sami Zayn is visited by Bronson Reed. He threatens Sami. Otis appears. Sami grills Otis about hanging out with Chad Gable. Otis apologizes to Sami. Zayn tells Otis to listen to the fans and not Chad Gable. Okay, all right, not bad. Women's champion Becky Lynch cuts a promo but gets cut off by Liv Morgan, who's continuing her revenge tour. Trash talking back and forth leads to Becky demanding a fight immediately. Liv trolls Becky one more time and then leaves. A really good smack talking from both women right here. Liv Morgan, she might be on her best run of her career right now. Without the championship, she's doing great. She's just being a bitch and trolling everybody, being funny. That stupid laugh she does. Like, oh my God, it's not bad. I mean, I was very much not a fan of her, and she's turning me into a bit of a fan here. We move on. Damian Priest is pissed off at yet another failure from the Judgment Day. Balor agrees with Priest, says Judgment Day is an absolute mess. And then Karrion Kross, he cryptically invites Xavier Woods into the Final Testament, I think. Like, he was just saying some weird shit, and yeah, Woods is confused. That is a fit that just wouldn't work at all. I don't want to see Xavier Woods hanging out with Final Testament at all. I don't think anybody wants that. We move on. We got a fatal, or not a fatal four, it's a four-way number one contenders match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. It's Baszler and Stark versus Chance and Carter versus Kai and Sane of Damage Control versus Maxine and Ivy Nile. We get a cool keg stand by Chance and Carter to the outside and wipes out everybody. Maxine impressive hot tag is stopped by the after party by Chance and Carter, and then they hit a wicked Frankensteiner. Freaking Chance and Carter on fire. Thumbs up. Maxine reverse worm locks in the ankle lock, but Kyrie breaks it up with a vicious looking insane elbow. Zoe and Stark alley-oop knee strike picks up the huge victory, becoming number one contenders. Damn. That was an awesome performance from Chance and Carter right there. They were all over it. Lots of innovative tag moves. They were, just very involved, very noticeable. Good shit. Maxine was also really good, improving in the ring and connecting with the crowd now. I mean, she's learning a lot probably from Gable. You know, she's doing suplexes and some decent transitional wrestling. Match was fun and chaotic. 7.5 at the... We have Drew McIntyre. He's interviewed, discussing the paper champion, Damian Priest, saying he's spreading himself too thin and McIntyre will capitalize and take the title. We have Chad Gable. He is speaking with the Creed Bros. Otis shows up, tells Gable he apologized to Sami. Thankfully, Gable thinks Otis is playing mind games with Sami. Gable breathes in Otis's loyalty to him. Fuck, I was dying. I was at Chad Gable right now. This guy is on a different tier of existence. He just breathing in. Dude, so fucking funny. Chad Gable, thumbs up. We get Jey Uso cutting a yeet down promo. Backstage, we get the long shot of Uso making his entrance from the back. Really cool stuff. And we get to the main event. King of the Ring, round 3. Jey Uso versus Gunther. Gunther pummeling Uso with nasty chops. Uso has a nasty looking welt on his chest. Uso hits a avalanche Samoan drop, splash, and a super kick, gets a near fall. Gunther nails a splash of his own, and then continues the beatdown. Spear out of nowhere by Uso gets another near fall. Gunther locks in a chokehold, Uso passes out, and Gunther advances to the finals. Good match. It was a little bit long and a little bit of a grind. Gunther just beating the fuck out of Uso as he rallies back eventually. Gunther beating the bejesus out of Uso. Nice rallies, though, from Uso. Crowd was loving it. They're all in there for Uso. Going fucking crazy for his entrance. 7 out of 10. Good stuff. And that was a great go-home Raw leading into the pay-per-view. Wrestling very strong. They doing the 2 third-round matches. I thought both were good. Lyra breakout match versus Io. We got a tag title match thrown in there, and the Fatal 4-Way tag thingy contenders match was really good. Braun Breaker's debut was pretty refreshing. I actually like that. Zayn and Alpha Academy have been great. Liv Morgan and Becky also pretty good shit. 8 out of 10 for Monday Night Raw. That was some great stuff. Let's go now to NXT. Where is NXT? All right, we're kicking it off with Women's North American Championship qualifier match. Thea Hale with Chase U versus Fallon Henley. Thea dives onto Henley, lays in some ground and pound. Ridge out there for some fucking reason, takes a chair away from Henley, ends up getting Chase U ejected. Honestly, he was doing the right thing there, but of course, it's Ridge. He has no luck, so Chase U's out. Thea locks in the Kimura lock. Henley slams Thea into the barricade to escape it. Henley, Shining Wizard, puts away Hale and qualifies for the ladder match. Jasmine Nix rubs in the defeat for Hale, delivering a Pele kick to her head. Damn. A solid opening match here. Hale, impressive performance. Still has those rookie things to work out. Not losing focus on the match at times. Henley using her smarts to gain the advantage. Not bad. NXT Tag Champions Axiom and Frazier run into the family backstage. Luca and Stax challenge the champions for a title shot, and the champs eagerly accept. We have Ivar. It's announced that he is out indefinitely after the brutal attack by the returning Gallus last week, which is devastating because Ivar was on an outstanding run on his own. His tag team partner's been out for a long time, so maybe he comes back, does his own little singles thing, and it's awesome. I don't know, and I don't know the extent of Ivar's injury as well, but get better soon. Gallus is interviewed, proud of what they did. Gallus hunting down Obafemi and the North American Championship. Must say, I love hearing Joe Coffey talk. That guy's is it Scottish or Irish accent? It is so thick and just, oh, baby, yummy. NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. Nathan Frazier and Axiom defending against Luca Crucifino and Stax with the family. Axiom hits some nice 2-for-1 offense on the family, delivers some really stiff yes kicks to Stax, and Frazier then hits a brainbuster. Luca there to make the save. Axiom, nasty anti-air super kick to Luca. There's the no quarter catch crew. They arrive through the crowd and attack the Don. Stax is distracted. Frazier roll up and retains the tag team titles. Family brawl all the way up the ramp with the no quarter catch crew. And then the Good Brothers attack the champions. It's just everyone's attacking everybody. What is this, AEW? Good match. Luca really impressive, showing that he's not just the legal eagle. The dude can wrestle, and he was in the tournament, but I thought maybe he would just be a management role, but no, he can wrestle. He's good. And Axiom was throwing fucking heat out there. God damn, those kicks were nasty. Good match. 7 out of 10. We have Mr. Stone talking to Kalani Jordan. He gets interrupted by Lexis King, who's being a dick, talking trash to Mr. Stone. Stone gets angry, and Ava Raine shows up, reminds Lexis King he has a match later on tonight, not against Mr. Stone. But Mr. Stone really wants a match against him. Ava's like, nah, you're not good enough. We have Riley Osborne flipping his shit on frickin' Ridge Holland's existence. Holland defends himself. He was only trying to help Thea Hale out, which he was. He really was. Osborne ain't buying it. He leaves in a rage. Hell yeah, Osborne. God damn, that dude was melting down. He was flipping out. I'm with him, man. Like, I get it. Like, why? If Ridge Holland is near you, bad things are coming. So get the fuck away from goddamn Chase U, bro. But thumbs up. That was good stuff from Osborne. We have North American Championship #1 contenders match. It's Wesley versus Josh Briggs versus Joe Coffey with Gallus in a triple threat. Coffey helps Briggs fall away slam with a drop kick, just sending Wesley flying. Wes' lovely dive lands on his feet, not a big deal. Wes' awesome 2-for-1 moonsault DDT thing, that was ridiculous. Thumbs up. Gallus blindside Briggs, knocking him out cold. Wes and Coffey fall onto Briggs at the same time for a double pinfall. The fucking fuck? But that was a great match. Wes was outstanding. Just flying out there. Looks amazing. Coffey and Briggs also really good. They brought the stiffness and just working really well all together. Crazy near falls. There were some 2-for-1 combos that were wicked. Another 8 out of 10 banger. Ava confirms Oba will defend in a triple threat match versus Coffey and Wes Lee. So there you go, Oba. You tried to get out of a triple threat. You got a triple threat anyway. So suck on that. Sucks to suck. We get Sexy Red. She is coming to NXT next week. Vic Joseph, the commentator, he's very excited about it. I don't know who Sexy Red is, but she looks sexy. We have Women's North American Championship qualifying match. It's Brynlee Reese versus Jada Peaka. Peaka, springboard butt slam connects hard. Blade and Inoue show up just in time to see Peaka nail Reese with the hip check, and Parker qualifies for the ladder match. Pretty solid match right here. Brynlee showing some impressive power and athleticism. Parker's just brawling style, a little bit too much for Brynlee right here. Brynlee still, a very, very green new girl, new female here to NXT. So she'll work her way up. But yeah, I see a pretty good potential and future for her. We get a little teaser video for someone returning from a long nap. I'm very excited. It's been a while. Okay, we move on. Lexis King versus Dante Chen with Mr. Stone. Chen and King going shot for shot. Good stuff. Dante fires up, hits a big boot, and a Uranagi gets a near fall. King, too busy trash-talking Mr. Stone, gets rolled up by Chen, and Chen grabs a massive upset win. Freaking really cool moment here for Chen. The crowd pops. And I don't know, maybe just the beginning for bigger things for Dante Chen. Every time I see this guy, I'm like, why aren't they using him? Like, he looks great. He can wrestle. Like, you look at him, you're like, okay, this guy's not getting squashed. He's big. He's muscular. I mean, like, hopefully they start using this guy. And this kind of win, you can get into a program with King and maybe get some more upset victories. We'll see where that goes. Pretty fun. And Lexis King, well done performance, putting over Dante Chen. Good selling, well done. He's entertaining. Not really falling into the role I was expecting for Lexis King. He's just kind of there doing his thing. He's fine. It's just waiting for him to hit the next level of heeldom. The next level of competitors on the roster. Right now, he's kind of on the lower-ish end, but pretty good. NXT champion Trick Williams cutting a promo. He gets cut off by Meta-4. Jakara Jackson said it was Trick who attacked Noam Dar last week. Mensa demands Trick admit that he did it. Lash Legend says, She starts defending Trick, and then Joe Coffey arrives with his beautiful voice. Wolfgang and Mark Coffey sneak attack the champion, and then Javon Evans runs down to help, but Gallus outnumbers them. Gallus beat down Trick and Javon. Oh yeah. It's main event time. It is Natalya and Carmen Petrovic versus Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice. Natalya cleans Lola's clock with a beautiful discus lariat. Oh, that was gorgeous. Lola sharpshooter attempt on Natty is countered into a Natalya sharpshooter. Shayna saves Lola from that. Natty and Carmen hit the hot attack, pins, and wins. Solid, entertaining main event. Natalya, fucking great out there. Lola then out of nowhere kicks Shayna right in the head. What the fuck? Layla shaking her booty at Shayna, and then Shayna rises from the dead, locks in the Karafuda. We get a brawl breaks out, both women throwing live rounds. Out comes Ava Raine. She announces Lola and Baszler will fight at Battleground. Shayna says, no way. It's gonna be NXT Underground. Oh, fuck yeah. So that can actually work out. Both these women, Shayna legitimately an MMA fighter. She fought in the UFC, I'm pretty sure. And Lola, she has a martial arts background as well. So this could be really good. I have admittedly not been very impressed with Lola Vice. Just not seeing a lot out of her matches. She wiggles her butt. That's a lot of fun. But outside of that, I'm just not really seeing it out of her just yet. This could be the match that she breaks out in, unless she gets her ass kicked. But we'll see. That's the end of the show. Solid NXT, pretty good wrestling. The number one contenders matches were bangers. Chen's upset win, that was a lot of fun. Pretty neat turn for Shayna and Lola Lola turning on Shayna. I didn't see that coming. And then the Underground match, that should be a lot of fun. Could be great for Lola. I'm pretty excited to see how that goes down. 6.5 out of 10. Now we got Friday Night SmackDown. They are over in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia for this one. Triple H announced during a press conference earlier that the winners of the Queen and King of the Ring will receive world title shots at SummerSlam. Oh, baby, that's what I'm talking about right there. Finally, the King of the Ring tournament, Queen of the Ring tournament has, some meanwhile to it. Like before, you're just winning it to get a terrible king or queen gimmick, which no one can, it just never works. So now at least they're finally getting a title shot, like officially. I feel like before it would, a few people may have gotten title shots out of it, but I don't know. King Booker's the only guy that I recall he became the King of the Ring and then eventually got the world title, but I don't think he got it because he won. Regardless, this is a great thing. And then another announcement is SummerSlam will also become a 2-night event starting in 2026. I audibly groaned when I heard that. Because, already I feel like these shows are getting a little bit out of hand in length. Like WrestleMania weekend is 20 plus hours of freaking wrestling. It's just absolutely out of control. And with SummerSlam going 2 nights, it only makes sense that Royal Rumble will be next. They'll do a men's and a women's Rumble for each night. I mean, and then Survivor Series. Honestly, I think they should take it out of the big four and add in Money in the Bank, and then you could make Money in the Bank a 2-night event. Same thing, have a women's Money in the Bank one night, men's the other night, and Bob's your uncle. Because you know what, never really been a big fan of Survivor Series. Just that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Let's move into SmackDown, starting with the Queen of the Ring round 3 matchup. It's Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax. Nia pulls Bianca off of the top rope using her hair. Belair crossbody messes up her bad knee. When will she learn? Regardless, Bianca hits a ridiculous powerbomb on Nia. Thumbs up for that. That was nuts. Belair knee gives out, attempting the KOD. Nia squishes Belair with a mean senton and the Annihilator. Nia Jax advances to the finals versus Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria, there you go. Good match right here. Bianca, fantastic performance, selling the bad knee, and then still doing power moves while selling the bad knee. Good stuff. Nia, admittedly, a little bit rough around the edges in this one, but mostly good. 7 out of 10. Good match. Nia trash talks Valkyria, who was watching in the crowd. Bianca tending to her wounds backstage. Tiffany Stratton, Indy Hartwell, and Candice LeRae are bullying Bianca. Jade Cargill arrives, chases off the bullies. Yeah. We got it's Grayson Waller effect time. Oh boy. It's Carmelo Hayes interrupting the show. He enjoys trash talking LA Knight and Bobby Lashley with Theory and Waller. They say yeah a few too many times, accidentally summoning LA Knight. Yeah. Knight trash talks the effect set, trash talks Mello, goes to leave but gets jumped from behind by Mello. Street Profits to the rescue. And yeah, not a bad Waller effect right here. I am not a fan of the Waller effect. I just don't like it, but fairly entertaining. We move to a 6-man tag team match now after the Carnage. It's Theory, Waller, and Mello versus Knight and the Street Profits, Ford and Dawkins. Knight, nice shoulder tackle and pop-up power slam, nails Waller with the BFT, and then spears Theory over the announce table. Ford overshoots the frog splash a little bit, hitting Waller with his knees. Looked painful, but the good guys get the win. Solid tag team match right here. Dawkins and Knight, they're flying out there. Really good performance. We move on. It's Cody Rhodes. He makes his big entrance for Jeddah. They go freaking crazy. Logan Paul cuts off Cody before he can say a single word. Paul he gave away his brass knuckles to Michael Cole, claiming he will not use them. Cody calls baloney. Paul's words mean absolutely nothing to him at this point. Referee just happens to be standing ringside, so Cody has the referee, Ryan, pat down both men. Ryan gets to Logan Paul and finds another pair of brass knuckles hidden away. Imposter, says Cody. Cody makes Paul look like an absolute fool right here. Entertaining segment. Like, Logan was funny. Like, he's fine at making himself look like the butt end of the joke. He's fine with that. Again, really good stuff. We get Randy Orton. He is interviewed, ready to hit Tama Tonga with the 3 deadliest letters and stuff. We get the Street Profits backstage. They're greeted by DIY. Ciampa warning the Profits is going to be getting more competitive around the tag team division, and then pours out Montez's cup of water. I've always wondered what's been in that cup. It's water. Chelsea Green with Piper Niven going up against Bayley up next. Got a nice backbreaker, and the Rough Rider by Chelsea gets a near fall. Bayley counters, nails the Rose Plant for a very quick W. Not much to say about that. That was essentially the whole entire match. Piper immediately jumps the champion after the bell, doing big damage to Bayley, so that's probably going to... Does she even have a match in King of the Ring? Who knows? I don't know. That sucks. AJ Styles pleads with Nick Aldis to add him to the undisputed title match versus Logan Paul and Cody, making it a triple threat match. Aldis ponders, and then declines. AJ continues to be sad AJ. We move on. Paul Heyman tells Solo they couldn't get Tonga Loa across the border before he passes a background check because due to shady. Heyman is concerned with the people that Solo is bringing into the bloodline. Solo is aware of this, but is not concerned about it. Toa appears, scares Paul Heyman half to frickin' death, and then yells at him. We get the main event now. It's King of the Ring Round 3. Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga with the bloodline. Randy dumps Tonga onto the announce tables. Tama avoids an RKO, gets a roll-up near fall. RKO out of nowhere. Orton wins, heading to the finals versus Gunther. Well, I was wrong about that one. I thought I don't even know why I said that. I think I said that Tonga would win, but I was like, why would they do Tonga versus Gunther? That makes no sense. So yeah, clearly Randy Orton was going to win this, but I'm dumb. Solid main event match. Tama hyper aggressive early. He just flew at Randy Orton, just beating the shit out of him. They're really developing him like quickly into like a pure psychopath crazy guy, which is pretty good. Classic Randy Orton performance, doing the vintage Orton stuff. Bloodline attacks Orton after the bell as Gunther looks on happily. He's like, I love all this. This is great. Good go-home SmackDown, good round 3 matchups for the tournament. You get big announcements from Triple H, AJ Styles. Teasing retirement, hunting down his final WWE title is interesting. I don't think he's actually going to retire. He might be leaving WWE, maybe going to AEW or something, but dude is so still on top of his game. He is so freaking good. So hopefully he's not actually going to retire. And another good segment from Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes. Like, the fuck? 7 out of 10 for SmackDown. All right, we go to the land of AEW. We got Dynamite in Bakersfield, California, kicking it off with Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay versus Trent Beretta and Roddy Strong with the Kingdom. Roddy backplexes Orange onto the apron into a mean Trent spear. Kingdom beat down on Cassidy while the referee is distracted. Ospreay powerbomb and a twister off of the top with Orange hitting the lazy elbow. That was funny. Get a near fall there. Trent throws Ospreay off of the top. Will lands on his feet like a badass. Don Callis holds on to Orange, saving him from Roddy. Ospreay, beautiful dive, takes out the Kingdom. Wardlow then blindsides Ospreay out of nowhere. Cassidy all alone, hit with the end of Heartache. Roddy and Beretta win. Ospreay beaten to a bloody mess by the Kingdom after the match. Beretta brawling with Orange as well. Jesus, great opening tag team match right here. Orange and Ospreay, man, that would be such an awesome full-time tag team, but they have so many tag teams already. We don't need that, but it would be a lot of fun. Trent and Roddy, really good heel effort out there, adding heat before their pay-per-view matches. Great tag match. 8 out of 10. We have the Young Bucks discussing the amount of damage they would like done to Bryan Danielson later on. Sanjay Dutt assures the Bucks it'll be a lot of damage as long as the money is right. We move on. It's the Bang Bang Gang. They cut a promo hyping up Bakersfield, and then they have a little huddle discussing how to properly say Pac, or is it Pac? Is it Pac? What is it? Then they trash talk the bastard a little bit. Pac appears on screen, introduces the Bullet Club to his backup. It's the Lucha Bros, Penta and Rey Fenix reuniting the Death Triangle. The brawl is on, Bullet Club getting bested, they retreat, and man, I must say, great to see Death Triangle finally back together again, all healthy. Feels like it's been well over a year since they've all been healthy together. It was Rey Fenix was hurt, and then Pac was hurt, and now they're finally back. Let's see how that goes. We get a number 1 contenders match for the FTW title, with Jericho and Big Bill joining commentary for Hook versus Brian Keith versus Shibata. Shibata locks in a figure 4 heel hook on Brian Keith. Hook slides in, locks in the red rum. Keith taps out to both submissions, so Shibata and Hook win the match. Solid quick-paced match right here. Wasn't too long, so Hook was fairly protected in this one. He didn't have to do too much. Jericho makes the decision. He fucks up his words. Crowd just lets him have it. Like, you fucked up. He's like, haha, I know, it's all good. Jericho meant to say he will defend against Hook and Shibata in FTW rules. We get a couple of hype packages, one for Willow and Mercedes Moné, and then we get one for Takeshita and Moxley. They're both fairly short but sweet. Well done. I enjoyed those. Takeshita with Don Callis up next versus Matt Sydal. Sydal, a little offensive flurry, is ended by Takeshita's Blue Thunder Bomb. Big haymaker, and Takeshita picks up a quick tune-up W. Takeshita continues attacking Sydal to draw out Moxley. It works. Mox arrives oddly calm, grabs a microphone, enters the ring, and then bonks Takeshita on the head with it. That was great. Tells Shida, see you at Double or Nothing, and then he leaves. Badass Moxley. We move on. We got Swerve bothering the Young Bucks backstage. Bucks let it slide because, well, Swerve is the champion. Now we move on to Swerve Strickland versus Nick Wayne. Wayne moonsault to the outside is caught by Swerve, and then Wayne counters that into a tornado DDT. That was sick. Thumbs up. Swerve backplex onto the apron and a mean stomp on the floor to Wayne. Swerve cool rotating power slam hits the house call, and Swerve wins. Good competitive match. Honestly, maybe a tad too competitive for like where Nick Wayne is on the roster as an 18-year-old. He generally isn't fighting people, of world championship caliber, and like he took it to Swerve a little bit. Like Swerve taking big damage. He was selling hard for Nick Wayne, which is great and everything. It's just Swerve it doesn't help. I don't know. It just kind of makes him not look like the strongest champion, like getting beaten up by Nick Wayne a little bit here, having a competitive match. There's two sides to it. Like, yeah, I want Swerve protected, but you also want, Nick Wayne having good competitive matches and getting better and showing that he can fight higher tier competitors on the roster. It's just like with Swerve, though, like at this point, I swear, if Swerve got into a match with Tony Schiavone, Tony Schiavone's hitting like a destroyer and a poison Rana on Swerve and getting near falls and shit. Like, that's just how it's going down right now with Swerve. He'll just put over anybody. He'll still win, but he will sell. 7 out of 10. Good match. Patriarchy attack Swerve after the match. Swerve takes out Kill Switch, forcing Christian to flee and commit Grand Theft Auto again. Nana, though, he's ready. He blocks Christian in the parking lot. Swerve arrives, fighting with Christian on the car, plants Cage with a DDT on the roof. Nana gives Swerve a chair. Christian manages to escape like a chicken. My goodness, we got Grand Theft Auto shit going on in AEW. We have Malachi Black versus Kyle O'Reilly up next. Kyle, ankle lock applied. Malachi fights out, hits a brain buster. Malachi feint kick. Kyle bites on it. Black nails the gorgeous knockout spinning back kick for the W. More of a freaking kickboxing match right here. Tons of nice striking, kicks, and all that shit. Technical wrestling, smooth performances. I actually like this one. Good chemistry, because they're both like freaking kickboxing guys. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Arena lights go red. Malachi gets hit with a bloodbath. Oh, snap. Edge appears on screen, says he will see Malachi soon. Man, that was cool. Cool homage right there to the Brood, and Edge doing a bloodbath. He's still acting unhinged and just really weird right now. I like it. Thumbs up. We got Tony Storm and Mariah May with Luther versus the Outcast, Saraya and Harley Cameron with Zake. Saraya calls out Tony. They go shot for shot in the middle of the ring. That was dope. Harley bashes Mariah's head into the mat a bunch of times. Saraya throws Mariah hard into the barricade, and then Tony is dominating off of the hot tag, doing her thing. Outcast hits stereo avalanche rolling power bombs. That was, damn, thumbs up. Mariah and Tony plant kisses on the Outcast. Mayday and Storm Zero. Timeless Tony and Mariah win. Good tag team match right here. I love Saraya and Tony's chemistry. That just so good, so funny, having fun. May having a hard night. She was taking some rough bumps out there. Good work from her and Tony. Awesome hot tag performance right there. 7 out of 10. And then Luther, he gets blasted by a Serena Deeb chair shot. He's down. Deeb attacks Tony and Mariah, puts Tony in the single leg through a chair, seriously damaging the champion before their title match. Oh my goodness. When are y'all gonna learn to watch your backs after matches? Like, it's a 90% situation you're getting jumped after your win. So just watch your back, y'all. Now it is main event time. It is Bryan Danielson versus Satnam Singh with the Jarrett Goon Squad. Sanjay Dutt is clearing the announce table and the whole damn thing just falls apart. Crowd chanting, "You fucked up." That was funny. Bryan kicks the Giant in the dick, nails a psycho knee. Bryan chopping down Singh with kicks and elbow strikes, locks in the label lock. Goon Squad immediately jumps Danielson. The match is over. Fucking lame. Danielson fights off the Goon Squad, about to brain Dutt with the guitar, but Singh destroys the guitar with a punch. Bucks arrive, satisfied with the Goon Squad's work, pays Sanjay Dutt, and then the Bucks start picking the bones of Bryan. Danielson fights back. Out comes Okada and Perry, overwhelming Danielson. Tony Khan drops off Darby Allin, who's equipped with a frickin' flamethrower, scares off the Elite, shooting fire out. Matthew put through a table. Carnage to end the show. I love frickin' Tony Khan dropping Darby off like a kid at school or something. Like, have a great day. And, oh, don't forget your flamethrower. And fucking going nuts. Yeah, good ending of the show. Really good Dynamite. Touching on most of the rivalries heading into Double or Nothing. Been using attacks after matches, though, way too often. You guys got to mix that shit up a little bit. Like Edge, doing a bloodbath to Malachi after his match. That's a little different. I appreciate that. Death Triangle back healthy is great to see. Really strong wrestling throughout the show. Main event stunk because, like, we knew from the beginning of the show there was going to be shenanigans and attack and all that crap. Darby with the flamethrower, though, that's a good fit. I like that. Thumbs up. 7.5 out of 10 for Dynamite. All right, so I got to call an audible for the next one because there's too much wrestling this week. I can't fit in Collision and possibly Rampage. I'm trying to find out if there was or wasn't a Rampage, but regardless, I won't be reviewing Collision, but we'll do the recap and we'll find out together what happened because I haven't seen it yet either. So they're in Las Vegas, Nevada. They kick it off with a Jon Moxley, promo. He's talking about the IWGP Championship and the history of that. Don Callis and Takeshita interrupt, and they're talking some shit. Don Callis getting called out. The crowd wants 24 stitches put into Don Callis' head, so that's a lot of fun. Looking forward to their match. I think it could potentially be one of the best matches on the card. Takeshita unfreaking real. We got a Will Ospreay. He cuts a fired up promo after getting bloodied up on Wednesday. That's true. That happened. We get Claudio Castagnoli and Daniel Garcia and Hiroshi Tanahashi. They defeated Lance Archer and The Righteous in a tag team match. Fuck yeah. I mean, freaking Tanahashi. What the hell are you doing there? All right, that's sweet. After the match, Tanahashi and Garcia celebrate with Garcia's signature dance. Oh, man. Oh, I might have to go and check that one out just to see Tanahashi do the dance. You get the Lucha Bros defeating the Gun Club in 8 minutes. Okay. After the split screens break, Penta. All right, we're not worried about that. I'm just making sure because you know how there's always an attack after the match, making sure there's no attacks after the match. Chris Jericho and Big Bill were interviewed in the back. Chris Jericho will be ready for his 2 opponents on Sunday. Brian Keith interrupted to tell Jericho he hasn't seen the last of him. Oh, no doubt. We get Kyle O'Reilly defeating KM. That was a squash match. I don't know who KM is. We get a pretty great hype package for the TBS Championship match tomorrow. I'm guessing it was the same hype package that they played on Dynamite, which was good. We get Willow Nightingale was out for promo time. Nightingale was not happy about Monet touching her TBS Championship on Rampage last night. Okay, so there was a Rampage. And promised to wreck Mercedes tomorrow night. Nightingale cuts a fired-up promo, and the crowd was really behind her, which, oh man, started to make me think that maybe Willow is going to successfully retain. I mean, I don't even care who wins that match. I just want to see it. I love both of these women, so that'll be fun. Backstage, you get Lexi Nair's interview with Trent Beretta was interrupted by Rocky Romero. Rocky asked to team with Beretta again, but Beretta shot that down hard. Oh, snap. So Rocky leaves the best friends because he doesn't want to deal with the drama, and then 2 weeks later, he's asking Trent to enter the drama with him. Like, what? I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. We get Buddy Matthews and Brody King. They defeated the Infantry in a 4 corners tag match, which also featured the Gates of Agony and the Acclaimed. All right, that sounds interesting. After a commercial break, things have settled down. Okay, the story of the match kept going. Parts with Braun. Okay, moving on. Adam Copeland cut a dark and grainy promo about embracing his dark side against Malachi Black as Edge continues to descend into darkness. We get a recap of Serena Deeb's attack on Toni Storm. What a heel equipped Nigel after watching... What a heel? Oh, hit Storm with her shoe. Oh yeah, fucking Serena Deeb attacked fucking Toni Storm with her shoe. I forgot to write that down. That happened on Dynamite. Who attacked someone with a shoe? That's fucked up. Anyway, afterwards, Storm cuts a fantastic promo on Deeb. She says, I have to fight a woman who thinks that twitching on the floor was a sign from the universe that she should keep wrestling. A hell of a quote right there. I don't know what the hell that is. Mariah May defeated Layla Hirsch in a match. Nigel was on a roll on commentary tonight, apparently. They're talking. Lexi Nair interviews Serena Deeb, timeless Toni Storm. More like, time's up Toni Storm, says Deeb. Aha. We get a recap of the Christian Cage versus Swerve Strickland feud. It looks like they used the same package that they've used, which, okay. Why make a new package when you got a perfectly fine package? Earlier in the day, the Young Bucks were selling shoes and signing autographs at Champs in Las Vegas. Those shoes were kind of cool looking. Not a shoe guy, but they look cool. We get Bryan Danielson and FTR defeating Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett and his goon squad, Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh. No one gives a shit. Lots of shenanigans going on after that match, of course. After the match, Cash Wheeler cuts a fired-up promo about the virtues of AEW. Wrestling is better off because of AEW, he says. They may be limping into Double or Nothing, but they'll be the only 4 guys walking out of the match. Dax Harwood cuts a promo of his own, talking about fighting for AEW and the fans of AEW. Yeah, very much so. It sounds like a copy and paste promo from FTR. They probably showed up fashionably late to save Danielson from the attack from Singh and all that crap. Sounds like a very standard Collision to me, so yeah, I just don't have time this week to check it out. Just way too much wrestling, so hopefully we won't be doing this very often, or hopefully ever again. Hopefully, like, the only problem is that they have 2 pay-per-views this weekend. That's what's really throwing me off. I got a 3.5-hour WWE pay-per-view and then a 4-hour AEW pay-per-view. Just too much for one man to handle in 1 week. So there's the Collision recap. I'll go and find the Rampage recap, because, sometimes AEW is like, they don't have a Collision or a Rampage some weeks, and they just don't really say anything, and then I go to watch the show, and then there's nothing, and I'm like, oh, I guess there wasn't a show this week. They rarely announce that kind of thing. Anyway, there was a Rampage. Rampage kicks off with the Bastard Pac making his entrance. The Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, is on commentary with Big Bill. Pac defeats Rocky Romero in a match. Pac celebrates with Death Triangle at the top of the entrance ramp. Pac grabs a mic and cuts a promo declaring they'll beat the Guns on Collision and take the trio's titles from the Bang Bang Gang at Double or Nothing. Jericho gets a live mic to address the live fans. From the commentary table, he hypes up the 3-way FTW championship match at Double or Nothing. He says Hook and Shibata have learned so much from being in the Jericho Vortex, but Jericho has already beaten them both. Shibata runs out and meets Big Bill for a brawl on the ramp. They fight to the backstage area where the camera doesn't follow them. Hook then grabs Jericho in a choke from behind and drags him into the crowd. Hook pummels Jericho with blow after blow until they disappear behind the curtain. Well, that sounds like that was kind of fun. We get Renee Paquette. She interviews Hook and Shibata backstage. Samoa Joe interrupts them and calls it sad and disappointing. Joe is going to decapitate people and get his belt back. He thought Hook was special, but now he sees him run into the same fire week after week and wondering why he keeps getting burned. Joe refers to Shibata as Speak and Spell and walks off. No idea what that means. Shibata uses his phone to say he plans to see Carrot Top in Vegas after winning the FTW title. That sounds like a funny little segment. We get Samoa Joe defeats Dom Kubrick in a squash match. Renee interviews Deonna Purrazzo backstage about claims that she's avoiding Thunder Rosa. Deonna says she'll fight Thunder in Vegas at the Double or Nothing pre-show. Aw, pre-show? What the fuck? Rush defeats Isaiah Cassidy. Okay. Roosh defeats Isaiah Cassidy. Okay. Then Brian Gage and the Gates of Agony are interviewed backstage. They say the Mogul Embassy is dead, and they are back to their winning ways with Cage leading the way. Nobody is better than the Cage of Agony. Interesting. We have Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander defeating Anna Jay and Alex Windsor. Willow hugs Chris and Stokely in the ring after the match. Mercedes Moné's music hits and she comes out. The CEO charges into the ring and brawls with Willow in the middle of the ring until a bunch of referees and security gets in there to pull him apart. Moné breaks free and dives onto Willow. Statlander pulls Willow out of the ring. Moné raises up the TBS title in the ring and poses with it before tossing it outside the ring towards Willow, who takes it back. That's the end of the show. Yeah, pretty standard Rampage right there. A couple of squash matches. Sounds like a couple of funny little interactions there between some wrestlers. I enjoy that. Loving freaking Shibata, man, and his phone. That is so freaking funny. I love that stuff. Yeah, not a bad Rampage right here. I'm not going to score it because I didn't witness it, but Willow Nightingale, man, oh, I'm so excited for her and Monet. God damn, I can't wait. So let's finish it off with the 3 stars of the week. Not the biggest 3 stars this week, no shout-outs. Next week's going to be nuts because he's going to have all those pay-per-views added in as well. So my 3 stars for this week are, 3rd star goes to Io Sky versus Valkyria in the Queen of the Ring tournament match on Monday Night Raw. Just a great match right here. Maybe one of Valkyria's best matches I've seen. She's not my favorite, man. Like, honestly, I don't see it, honestly. She's solid in the ring. Her personality just isn't really coming through at all. But in this match right here with Io, I'm giving a bit of credit here for Io Sky because she can get the best out of pretty much anyone. Anyone I think is like, oh, I'm hoping for a little bit more. Io always gets it out of them. Io got it out of Valkyria in this match. That shit was great. Hopefully Lyra can keep it up. Like, I know they're pushing her and stuff like that, but I don't know if I'm seeing it. 2nd star goes to Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay versus Roddy and Beretta tag match on Dynamite. Not too often that I'm a big fan of tag team matches unless like the titles are on the line and it's between like 2 bona fide tag teams and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of just thrown together tag team matches, but this one was freaking fine, man. Like, Ospreay and Orange would make a legitimately amazing tag team. Even Roddy and Beretta, that would be a fine team as well, but that was a good-ass tag team match right there. Good enough for the 2nd star, and the 1st star goes to... It's Josh Briggs, Wesley, and Joe Coffey triple threat match on NXT. Goddamn, that was a lot of fun. Wesley flying around all over the place, doing his thing. Looks like he hasn't missed, he didn't miss that year of competition. He is right back there, flying freaking so fast and smooth. Briggs and, Briggs and, what's his face? Who the fuck else was in this match? Joe Coffey, they added in that toughness, the grittiness. Really good match right there. Good enough for the 1st star. And there you go, everybody. There's the weekly recap. Apologies for having to not actually watch Collision and Rampage, just too damn much wrestling this week. But there will be a separate pay-per-view review for King and Queen of the Ring and Double or Nothing, so be on the lookout for that. Looking like that should drop probably on Tuesday, so be on the lookout for the pay-per-view reviews. And there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You guys are awesome. You want to be even more awesome, make sure you're hitting the like buttons and hitting the rating buttons, reviewing the podcast, sharing it around, and all that great stuff. I know it's annoying. Everyone says to do it, but please, it helps. It helps. And I upload all these episodes to the Gamer GX YouTube channel. You can go over there, subscribe. Great place to drop a comment on the videos. You got a question you would like answered on the podcast, I will answer your question, shout you out. All that great stuff. Be a ton of fun. You can drop a comment. There's a Twitter page where I put up announcements for what is upcoming for the podcast, and if there's any schedule changes, stuff like that. And there's an email address if you just want to have a private conversation. My door is always open, so that's all there for you. One more time, thank you for listening. We'll be back again with the GX Plus Cast.